Так или иначе, это новый эфир. Он будет отдельной записью. К сожалению, технические неполадки заставили предыдущий стрим упасть, но это не повод нам
You have a very fine fortress, my lord.
не продолжить.
You don't?
Я предполагаю, что нужно нам поесть. С косулей. Сушеная говядина выглядит как хорошее начало дня.
Life in a fortress isn't ideal for a man with my experience.
And with your fortune.
Well, that gets worryingly smaller every day, Lord Trotslav.
Hardly surprising if you're putting up the Margrave here.
No, that's more down to his Hungarian cousin, if you get my meaning.
Perfectly, my lord.
Давайте все
My
сядем.
apologies, but we've already eaten, and I wasn't expecting more guests. I wouldn't want to give the impression that I'm feeding you with leftovers.
Not to worry, Sir Peter. The leftovers from the Margrave's table are still a banquet for us. For me, at least. But I'm just a village girl.
I wouldn't have thought it, good wife.
Oh, you would, sir. But don't concern yourself. I don't mind it.
The last few weeks we've been sharing dry bread and stewed peas with a horde of dirty warriors. I seriously doubt that the fare you offer could offend us.
I understand. Undoubtedly, you've been through...
Осталось ли у меня хоть что-то? 93. Ой, не. Давайте выпьем шнапсу за такое детство.
And we've a lot more to face.
Eat whatever takes your fancy, my friends. You look like you've had a hard journey.
Ah, the journey wasn't so bad, especially compared to what came before it.
Where are you coming from, anyway?
From Trusky.
That's Sir Otto von Burgo's domain. What were you doing there, pray tell?
We were in a castle cellar, talking to an old acquaintance.
My God, how did that happen?
Simple. I'm in the service of Lord Sokol of Lamberg, same as Dry Devil. And I had a job to do around Trusky, if you get my meaning.
Absolutely. But it wasn't much of a success, was it?
Actually, it was pretty much. We even took a castle.
Well, more like a small stronghold.
And we nearly got von Berghoff, too.
And what prevented you from completing that righteous deed?
Actually, it's a little bit my fault.
What are you saying, boy?
Me and my lords were sent to negotiate an alliance with von Berghoff. But that snake was using us the whole time to do his dirty work. He pretended he was willing to cross over to the side of Wenceslas. But instead, he sent us to fight against the king's allies.
And if that wasn't enough, von Orlitz and the Prague militia joined with him.
But why would the Pragas send forces to Trusky?
Ah, but they didn't, sir. They weren't sent to Trusky, but here. They just stopped off to visit von Berghoff because he was in a tight situation, and they took him along with them.
Here? To my fortress? Christ almighty.
Not just here, but everywhere where King Wenceslas still has supporters.
And that's also one of the reasons why we're here. We came to warn you. It seems Sigismund's run out of patience. He's going to break the truce and finish off the rebellion while he still has time. So he's convened all his followers in Kuttenberg with von Berghoff and von Orlitz in the lead. It's just a matter of time before the battles begin.
We've got to secure the fortress quickly, stock up on supplies, reinforce the guard and drill the troops. But I'm grateful to you, friends. Wait here. I'll have the best wine I have brought to you. Bring that red from Burgundy right away.
You might want to save some for Jobst.
I'll gladly risk his displeasure for this occasion.
It seems we both have the same opinion of Jobst, eh?
Well, that is, I wouldn't dream of disrespecting the Margrave. Where do you know him from?
I don't really know him as such. We merely know each other due to my original trade.
Yes, I've heard of you. They say you used to be, well...
Yes, a bandit. It's no secret, sir. King Wenceslas even put a price on my head once. And Catherine here, she...
I'm sure that's of no interest to the noble gentleman. And anyway, if anyone knows Jobst well, it's Henry here. You two are quite on friendly terms, aren't you?
Well, we only met once, in fact. When he came to see Lord Hanush in Rattay.
Anyway, we're straying a little from the point. As I said, one of the reasons we came here is to warn you. And the other reason goes by the name of Hinnock, the Dry Devil. Where is he?
Well, he was here for a while, at my invitation.
Was here? So he's gone?
Where did he go?
I couldn't say. He didn't part quite on the best of terms.
That's quite normal for him. Don't take it to heart, sir.
I had no issue with him. It's more about Margrave Jobst. When he met Hinnock, he was somewhat disturbed.
I can't say I'm surprised. They quarreled, did they?
Let's just say that after an exchange of opinions, they agreed it would be best if they saw as little of each other as possible. I'm sure if you're interested in the details, the Margrave will explain it to you himself.
I'd be very surprised.
What was Dry Devil doing here, anyway?
Waging war, if you can call it that. He ambushed 3 of Sigismund's supply caravans and a troop of humans in these parts alone. It made me a little nervous. If anyone found out he was hiding out here, in the end, it was Jobst himself who sorted it out. He told Hinnock he had to stop because he was interfering with his plans.
Как здесь все запутано.
Why is Jobst taking such risks? He almost put himself in Sigismund's reach. What for?
To do what he's been doing all his life. Scheming.
One could put it that way. He's seeking allies amongst the undecided lords, and winning over to our side some of the ones who've sided with Sigismund so far.
He wants to make deals with turncoats?
Alas, that's the way it goes in politics. The majority lean towards the side where they expect the least problems. Just between us, I'm not too pleased myself about Jobst's strategy, and I'm the last one who'd wish for violence.
What do you think about all of this, sir? Sigismund, Wenceslas, Jobst?
What kind of question is that? Do you doubt my loyalty to our king?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Henry here sometimes forgets to weigh his words, sir.
That's all right. To be frank, we all know that King Wenceslas isn't the great man his father Charles was. But that is the way of the world. History is full of kings who didn't know how to wear the crown. The blood running in their veins is more important than what's in their heads. He's not a capable ruler. What of it? In my opinion, kingship is above all a guarantee of divine peace. A sovereign's greatest asset is his legitimacy.
But what if the sovereign is truly bad? If he's mad, say?
I'll put it this way. Nobody lives forever, lad.
Least of all bad kings. Isn't that right, sir?
So, what about us? What do we do now?
The Margrave will certainly want to talk to you, but the earliest he'll be back at the fortress will be tomorrow. I hope until then, you won't refuse my offer of a bed for the night.
Just an offer. So you'd let us leave if we wanted to?
Well, the Margrave did ask me to look after you until he returns, for the sake of security.
Whose security?
Good question. Yours, I expect.
So be it. I couldn't take another step anyway.
Давайте
Sir,
спросим.
there's still one more thing we came for. Lord von Bergov is holding my lord, Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, hostage. And we also have to warn Jobster's ally, John of Liechtenstein. Do you know anything about those two?
Sorry, I don't. I didn't even know von Bergau had come here until you told me. And I've heard nothing about Lord Liechtenstein.
Which is actually good news. If he'd been caught and executed, the word would be all over the region. So there's a strong hope he's alive.
Да, что-то как-то много казни на военных тачек.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Lord Pisek.
It's the least I could do, lad. My fortress is open to all the king's supporters, even if that does make it a bit crammed.
I suppose I ought to get to bed. Where can I sleep, sir?
I had some chambers prepared for all of you. Yours is right here in the palace. Cross that corridor and go up the stairs. You can't miss it. There's a garland above the door. But first, eat your fill. All of you. And maybe you'd like to bathe before going to bed. I told my servant Susanna to prepare baths for you. The baths are in the little house in the courtyard, right next to the well.
Окей.
Careful.
Можно я пройду? Что нам предлагают? Идти отдохнуть, выкупаться перед сном. Мужик, дайте пройти. Не даст. Ладно, в другую сторону выйдем. Выйдем же? Не выйдем. О, подвинулся. Что-то хорошее. Давай, пойдем.
Excuse me?
Да, прощаю. Барбос. Надо барбосу что-то взять. Да, боже, сколько вас здесь. Зачем вы все туда-сюда ходите? Так, отберете еду у богатых, отдавать собаке. Таков наш путь. Да-да, пойдем, дружок. Пойдем. Сюда. Умцемир. Вот.
Look what I have for you.
На, друг. Ты хороший песик. Вернулся ко мне. Давайте сюда. Сюда подхвалю тебя. О, не хочешь хвалиться. Да, я такой. Давай, мы...
What would you like?
What do you have for sale?
Это...
You're a bit picky, aren't you?
Lord Pisek said we could have a bath here?
Yes, sir. I prepared the hot water and fragrant oils myself. And I'll wash your clothes as well.
Thank you.
You needn't thank me, sir. And now, if you'll allow me, I'll help you undress.
С удовольствием принимаю ванну. Как ведьмак. Нормальный. Куда дальше? Спать. Как будто бы.
Ganz brav.
Выглядит прикольно. Может быть, с ним придется подраться. Пойдемте наверх. Мы идем шпать. Где?
Thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ, thy
Как думаете, это будет очень невежливо? Да, это было очень невежливо. Так. Там какая-то дверь с венком. Здесь кстати? Ну, это не похоже на венок. Хотя это та самая дверь. Закроем. Мы уже прибуханы, что хорошо. Нам не дадут. Почитать книжечку перед сном нам не дадут. Ну ладно. Здоровый 10-часовой сон. Нездоровый 10-часовой сон. Отпусти меня, большая черепаха.
So you got your revenge? Father, did it make you feel any better? It did. So what comes next? Mark von Aulitz is next. Then von Burgov.
Что-то как-то нездоровая тяга.
Is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened. It's what I want. Are you sure, Henry?
What's happening? Why are you waking me up? You again?
Yes, the Margrave is calling for you, sir. You and the other gent.
You mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
And what about Catherine?
That's the good wife who arrived with you? I don't know. I think I saw her with our captain.
Oh, very well.
Еще 5 минут.
I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
No, definitely not.
Как-то неловко.
Thank you. Do
Боже.
you need anything else?
No, sir.
So, why are you standing here?
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
I'm not a nobleman. You don't have to stand on ceremony with me.
I do, since you're a guest of the Margrave, sir. May I leave?
Пу-пу-пу.
That is... yes, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Пу-пу-пу. Как-то это было очень неловко. Ну ладно, пойдемте. Снять жишку.
Christ almighty.
Это, наверное, та самая литература, которую читал Багута в семинарии. Битва женщин против мужчин. Допустим, интересное чтиво. Я не знаю, почему именно его мы сюда положили. Здесь какое-то новое задание. Это там внизу. И я еще и перегружен. Ну ладно. Я что-то путаюсь в этих коридорах. Снова какие-то новые коридоры. Барбосик. Здравствуй.
You see, meine Dame, we aren't idle here.
Hello, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as mein Großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison, and mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
Да, ну ладно.
I have to admit, the soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Eh?
Leave him be, meine Dame. Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
Now look here, I was just being polite. I'd happily take on your men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself a knight?
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw, so you don't come to any harm, and let you have a go against one of ours. Pullcock, come here! The first to bleed loses.
Давайте. Давай. О, приятно. Тоже неприятно. Барри. Для первой
Well,
крови.
you haven't shown yourself to be very manly, Henry. Thank God I didn't make a bet with the captain.
Well, at least you don't have to go to confession. Gambling is the road to hell.
Don't worry about it, lad. Pullcock has the strength of a bull. He's not easy to defeat.
What?
Ah, nothing. Das ist egal. You know what? Take this shield to help you get over your defeat. At least you'll have something to hide behind. If you get into another fight, God forbid.
Что-то как-то обидно.
Better go and find Zizka. The Margrave is expecting us.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
А что за задание-то у него было? Ладно, фиг с ним. Давайте выпьем Артемизию. Пьянство. Палочка у меня. Что-то я не понимаю, куда мне идти. Ладно. Пожалуй, на сегодня мы закончим. А, вот Жишка. Ладно. Так или иначе, на сегодня мы закончим. Мы прошли еще одну локацию. Мы оказались в новом для нас месте. Здесь, по идее, должен быть где-то Кугленберг. Может быть, здесь, может быть, еще где-то. В общем, да. А в следующей серии мы продолжим наше изучение Суходола. Попытаемся раскрыть заговор и найти причины. Ну и, скорее всего, когда-нибудь мы будем отбивать эту крепость вместе с Багутой, который будет бежать по этой лестнице и стрелять там сверху самолеты. Спасибо, что сегодня были со мной, если вы были со мной. Или что вы смотрите эту запись зачем-то. Надеюсь, что мы встретимся с вами через неделю в следующую среду. Может, даже в эту субботу. Так или иначе, спасибо за